Hi everyone, it's Christine. Today I wanted to talk to you about my recent trip to Korea that I took. We just took a 2-week trip to Korea with my baby, and it was the first international trip that we took that was for different time zones with my baby. The other international trips we took, I think we only took one. Um, we took one, but it was within the same time zone and a direct flight, so it was a lot easier. So it was basically like a domestic flight. But this time we really wanted to go abroad and see what it would be like. We had a vision that perhaps one day we would live in multiple different cities, countries, and possibly different continents around the world. And having a baby and trying to do that is not the easiest thing, but I wasn't really willing to give up my love of travel for a baby. At first, when I did have a baby, I thought I'd have to give up travel for a good 5 years or so, until the baby was old enough to travel. I mean, obviously, it would be easier to travel when they can walk and don't have diapers and don't have specific food needs. But yeah, I realized that that's not living a life I love. So we're going to figure out a way to make it work, make everybody happy, and it'll be a great experience for the baby too. So this past few weeks, we went to Korea. We went there because it was an easy first destination. I had friends there, and it was a place we hadn't been to. I hadn't been back in 11 years. So it was a good place to start. Thought Asia might be a great place to start. So we went. We booked a 2-week trip. It turned out that, when you follow your dreams and you take steps to even test it out and try out different things, your dreams can change and morph. And it's interesting how the universe always brings you more than what you were specifically asking for. So let me give you my example. When I was traveling to Korea, I thought that the whole purpose of that journey was to see whether or not my husband and I wanted to live in Korea, and if that was a feasible thing or if we even liked living there. Um, we discovered that we really we could see ourselves living there, possibly very, very short term, but it wasn't some place that I wanted to live there, live really. It really was mainly to learn the language, which I guess we could study on our own here. And that was that is something we wouldn't have known had we not gone there. Um, the other thing that we realized was that there were so many cultural differences, and I think this had a lot to do with uh, just the lifestyle we lead here is so different. We wouldn't be able to live the same lifestyle over there. For example, they don't eat organic food over there, and organic food is very, very, very hard to find. Um, I did meet an expat while I was out there, and they have kids, and they try to eat organic for their children. But in order to get organic food for their kid, they actually order it online. It's different. It's not readily available. Also, when you go out to eat at restaurants and places around all of Seoul, pretty much the majority of the places only serve white rice. And I was trying to figure out why, and I was told that it was because it was cheaper, and that in order for restaurants to make money, they need to be able to serve white rice. It's a lot cheaper than serving brown rice or barley or any other mixed kind of grains, which are healthier. And I normally never eat white rice unless I do takeout, but it's not something I normally eat on a daily basis. Over there, I ate it for 2 weeks straight, every single day, practically every meal, and that was it was really difficult for me to adjust to that. Also, the food there is so well. There's a couple things. Almost all the food there contains MSG. MSG is used for everything. The soups, all of the soups have MSG. So most of the Korean restaurants out there have MSG. And my friend who works in the food industry was telling me this, and I was really shocked. Um, because this is not the type of food I want to be feeding my baby every single meal, right? The other thing was that almost all of the produce out there is genetically modified. I mean, I'd be surprised if they weren't. The fruit are enormous. I mean, I'm talking about apples that are like the biggest apples I've ever seen. These apples are, if you go to the department stores, they just cost a lot of money. I saw one apple being sold for $11. Can you believe that? One apple packaged in nice plastic wrap, individual apples for $11. You can get big bouquet. Like in Korea, they give fruit as, like a housewarming gift where we might bring wine or cake or something. I mean, you can also bring cake and things like that there too. But traditionally, a long time ago, I used to bring fruit, and they have these beautifully packaged fruit in baskets that you bring to your relatives when you go visit them. And first of all, it's way too heavy. And second of all, to lug on the train. And second of all, it was just, I couldn't believe the price. For maybe like 6 pieces of fruit, it was nicely packaged, maybe $800. Um, and it was a combination of apples and Korean pear. That really surprised me. So my baby who loves apples, here I am feeding her apples, and I love to give her fruit, but just knowing that it was all genetically modified and none of it was organic and it had those prices, it was a little bit hard for me to swallow. Those are some of the reasons why I realized that the lifestyle I wanted to live, it would be completely different out there, and because I'm trying to learn healthy cooking, I just didn't feel like it was the right environment for me to learn that. But the benefit of going out there at the time that we did, by following our intuition and booking the trip now, going when we did, when we had planned to do, and I had this strong urge that said, go now. So I did, and it turned out it was the same exact time that my in-laws were there, so we could have some family time. Um, that was a nice little synchronicity. And the other thing is that while I was there, my parents set up some meetings with some of their friends for me, and I met other family members and my friends, and some of the conversations I had there with these people, I could never have predicted. Um, it's like you think you're just going to meet family, but the conversation that comes about, I've had conversations that brought about tremendous awareness, that helped me shift my frame of thinking of how I live my life. I've had just changed my perspective on issues that I've been having on my life. It's just really interesting how the universe, when you follow your intuition, your impulses to do things, that it's not gonna just deliver just the one thing that you ask for. Somehow the universe orchestrates all of these events so that I could be there at the right time when perhaps like my friend needs me. I could be there to meet when family members are actually in town, when they were not on their business trip. And I mean, everything is just orchestrated so perfectly, and everything just falls into place. It's pretty miraculous. So I just wanted to share that with you because I just thought that it was just a really great reminder for me to follow my impulses. And I feel that I should do something instead of hesitating, even though I do go through bouts of hesitation along the way, really just move through that as effortlessly as you possibly can and take the leap. Just do it. Send that email, make that phone call, book that trip, go to that event, read that book, whatever your intuition is guiding you to do. There's always 100 different other benefits other than the one that you think will benefit just from that. It's benefiting not only you, but everyone that's participating in that activity. So I'd love to hear your stories of have you experienced these kind of events where you thought there was something that you were doing that had, a specific outcome, but in the process, so many people benefited from you taking that one action. I thought that was really fascinating. All right, hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.